Danielle Buttercup. Good morning.
AV.
I finished the itinerary
I know you did.
and I sent it to Brett because he texted us early this morning. So I'm gonna fill y'all in on everything he says.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to y'all seeing this spot because I need to know what it looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll just have you probably on while we do it. I mean,
Like FaceTime.
yeah.
It's crazy how you just gave the information yesterday evening, but you contacted somebody early in the morning for some what?
But yes, but
Hey,
as a
hey,
notification.
what's up, y'all? It's 9:32. So anytime at 9:30, anytime the program's supposed to be started, regardless of how many people is in, we have to start the program.
Okay.
Got it.
Heard it. Let's get it.
Grand Rising family, how y'all doing? Grand Rising Queen Dominique. Grand Rising Queen Regina. How are y'all this AM?
Grand Rising.
Y'all leaving me to talk to myself again. Hey, beautiful. How you doing? See, I'm trying to hide that smile from us. Queen Sheree, how are you, darling? Hey, Queen Regina, how are you, love?
I'm great. Just got off not that long ago. How are you?
Where that 2-year-old is?
He sleep. He don't know I'm in yet, and that's why I say I gotta keep quiet. Because once he know I'm in, it's over.
Oh my gosh, you go around there tiptoeing.
Yeah.
You're gonna be whispering. It's good to see you this morning, Queen. Queen Sheree, how are you, love? If you can, please turn your camera on. I don't know where y'all cousins is at. I don't. Are they getting scared? What's going on? It's day 4. We only have one more day after today. What's going on? Somebody drop this in the chat. Let them know that we are live. Today we are going over community and environment, which is so important. We just want to make sure that we could continue to connect with you guys, family. Y'all just keep disappearing on us. Tomorrow, what is just going to be 2, 1? It's just going to be the coaches. Get them in here. Go get your family members. Tell them to come on. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Whew. It's chilly in here. They still coming in. All right, my darling. So did any of y'all actually do the homework? Did anybody do the homework yesterday? How y'all feeling from yesterday? Queen Dominique, Queen Regina, Queen Sheree, was you here with us yesterday? Can you speak to us at all, my love? Was you able to do the homework yesterday, Regina? I know your schedule is busy.
I got some parts, but yeah, I'm about to get on it now.
The night homework or the accountability with us? Was you able?
Homework.
Okay. So how was yesterday's call for you?
It was great. Yeah.
Anything impactful? Anything that stood out to you?
Yeah. Everything is standing out to me. It's like refreshing, even though I know like a little bit of some stuff, but you guys are helping me like touch up on it and like making me want to like go for it and execute it more. Like he said, time, you gotta be on time and consistent and persistent with it, like so you can hit your target.
Absolutely. And how important moving with speed is. That mindset aspect is really important, right? And especially with, you have such a busy schedule. So I know this isn't the easiest, but I love the fact that no matter what, you're still here and you're still showing up for yourself. So give yourself credit for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So kudos to you, my darling. Kudos to you. And you showing up and you here and you got your camera on and you participating. What? Thank you, my love. Keep showing up for you. I absolutely love it. Welcome, everybody. I get to say Grand Rising to a few of y'all that's just coming in. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everybody. We are getting started. We are on day 4, family. Y'all only have one more day left. We are on day 4, dealing with community and environment. Welcome to your day 4. At this time, we are actually about to bring up our king, our mindset mogul. I hope everybody is doing well. If you could please turn your cameras on. It'd be nice to bond and connect with a few of y'all. We only have one camera on, which is our Queen Regina. There you go. Thank you, King Paris. It's good to see you, King. How you doing? Good to see
I'm
you.
good,
Thank you. Hey, Queen Sheree, how are you, love? That bed looks comfortable. Y'all be teasing me with these beds. Stop playing. But everybody, we are about to bring up our mindset mogul, the one who is continuously. Oh my goodness. How are you, King Sean?
The sunshine was good, everybody. What's going on?
Happy birthday! In my tracks. Like what?
What's up? Going on?
You completely stopped me in my tracks, like threw me all the way off. Like what? It is so good to see you, King, with your camera on. Welcome. How you been? You been all right?
I'm maintaining. Went up to New York to see Dad yesterday. I'm off for work. So any other time when I got the camera off, I'm working, but I'm off for like the whole week. So we here. I'm good.
Absolutely. That is such a blessing. I know Dad needs to have you there with him. So it's such a blessing. My love always goes out to you and the family. So you stay up, King. We appreciate you and your presence this morning.
Thank you. What's up, Jazz? What's good? What's up, Magic?
Hey, King. Can we all come off mute and wish our King a happy birthday? Like,
Happy birthday,
let's
Sean.
go. Let's
Happy
go.
birthday. Let's get it, King. Nice to
Let's
see you.
go.
Birthday, happy birthday.
Get it.
King. You are powerful.
Happy
You are
birthday.
loved. Let's get it.
Yes.
Hey, enjoy this solar return like no other. You understand me?
Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're amazing, King. So on that note, we definitely going about to bring up our mindset mogul. Sean Crewmate, y'all know what it is with him already. By this time, you are very familiar with what he does. He is definitely walking in his divine purpose. It is not by mistake at all that you are here with us and aligned into this position. He's coming in here to get our mindsets right, just making sure that in order to get to the next level, that we are definitely making sure that our mental is where it needs to be. So we are not fumbling in these bags that we're trying to get to. So at this moment, I need everybody to come off mute, please. Come off mute, come off mute, come off mute while we are still letting people in. And let's welcome our mindset mogul to the platform, please, y'all. Give him a warm welcome.
Where you at? Let's
go.
Bring
King.
him up. Where you at?
Let's go,
Come
King.
through.
Let's
Come
go.
through.
King.
You know,
Let's get it.
Let's go, King.
oh, you know we got things to do.
Looking for you.
Come through.
Oh,
Come
put him up on the screen.
You know we got things to do.
Yeah, y'all funny, man. Good. I didn't know Jasmine could sing, by the way. Everybody drop the mics in them. Got the mic emojis in the chat for Jasmine. He's singing it up. What's up, y'all? How we feeling today? Are we back? Are we back feeling inspired, feeling motivated? How we feeling today? Let me know in the chat. Drop how you feeling. Give me 1 or 2 words. How you feeling? How you feeling? We got excellent. What's up? What else we got? What's up? Let me know. Let me know. How are we feeling today? I just see a bunch of mics. I see amazing. I see a bunch of mics in there for Jasmine singing. I see grateful, blessed. What do we say? Every day is a great day for a good day, or every day is a good day for a great day. Every day that you live is another day, is a chance for you to do exactly what you said you want to do. See, you might have thought you wanted to do something and you didn't do it yesterday, so you probably like, damn, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. It's all right. Today is a new day for you to be consistent. Everybody drop in the chat. Today's a new day to be consistent. Today is a new day to be consistent. This is an opportunity. And the opportunity for you to be consistent is huge. Why is it huge? Because when you look at it from a standpoint, right, of all of these days that we have, people like to say years, but I'll mention that we want to make sure we're not getting fooled by the years, because 1 year doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 years doesn't sound like a lot either. But when you add it all up, 700 plus days, that's a lot. Would y'all agree that's a lot? 700 plus days. If you had 700 days to do, in fact, let's break it down. If you had a goal, how many days do you think that it's going to take for you to achieve your goal? How many days do you think that it's going to take for you to achieve your goal? Do you need the whole 700 days? I want to know. I want to know. Let me know. Do you need 700 days to complete your goal? Because when you start breaking it down like that, it starts to see, whoa, damn, 700 days. That's a lot of days. Because what happens is we spend 2 years on something that could take 2 months. Like we spend and we fixate on things because we spend major time on minor things. Are we spending major time on minor things? Let us know in the chat. Yes or no? Like who did the homework yesterday inside the class? Who did the homework from the classwork last night? Who started to do the homework from class last night? Who did the homework from the previous 3 days? Right? So maybe you didn't do the homework on Monday, but you did the homework for Monday on Tuesday, right? So either way, who did the homework for the last 3 days? Can I put a 1 in the chat if you did the homework for the last 3 days from the night class, from your actual challenge class? Let me know. Did you do the homework? Put a 1 in the chat if you did the homework. Put a 0 in the chat if you didn't do the homework. Put a 1 in the chat if you did the homework. Put a 0 in the chat if you didn't do the homework. All right. Did we even get homework? Like at this point, did y'all even get homework? Did anybody assign you homework? Amber says you did the homework. Let's just double check, Amber, because maybe you're the only one who got homework and everybody else didn't get homework. Did everybody get homework? Was homework assigned? Let us know in the chat. Somebody let me know in the chat. What is this chat? Sunshine, I feel like how you feel now. Like, is this chat like broken? Like, hold on, I gotta check and see who's available because this is wild to me. This is wild. Do I gotta call you out every day? I don't want to call you out every day. I just want to build. And the reason why we have to encourage you to participate is because this is how you get the breakthrough to do everything else. I know some of y'all still gonna make your moves and still gonna do what you do, but how much further along could you be with better participation? How much further along could you be in your life if you just participated in your life a little more intentionally? If you knew that the small wins create the big gains, like, and this is a small win that's going to create a massive gain for you. Like, just if you knew, right? And the reason why we encourage you so much is because this is the place to practice. If anywhere, this is where you practice at. This is where you shoot your shot. This is where you get up so many reps so that way you could actually obtain the information and be able to go out and get that. So the purpose of what we're doing is prepping you for when the rough patch comes, because the rough patch is coming. Some of you's rough patch is going to be sown in different ways, right? When we make the offer to you, some of you are going to see money and see price and go, oh man, damn, I don't know, I can't do that. Not realizing it's not about the price, it's about the payoff. It's about the payoff. So this is all mindset development. This is all training. This is all practice of things that you already know, but it's not about knowing, because knowing means nothing. You know you should go to the gym, but do you do it? You know you should be more consistent, but do you do it? You know you should change your eating lifestyle, but do you do it? So when I get people who say, well, I don't really need the mindset, you already know that that's the person that need the mindset the most. So when I get people who don't participate, that means that it doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful, but what it does mean is that your results will come slower because you're not putting yourself in every moment to shine. So the way you do one thing is how you do everything, meaning that if you're not putting yourself in moments to shine, even in the smallest moments, chances are when the big moments come, you're just looking like a deer in the headlights or looking like a child in a candy store, just observing, right? And I don't want that for you. If you are successful and you already know I'm successful, drop a 1 in the chat. If you are successful and you already know I'm successful, drop a 1 in the chat. Your success is going to come through who you are being. Or if you're being a person that's playing on the outside of the game, how much could you actually win? Like the players, do the people on the sidelines make more money than the players in the game? Anomalies happen. So yes, you can have 1 or 2, 3 people who make more money, who collect more money, who build or create the opportunity to receive cash flow. But standardly, majority of the people that's in the stands, they're not making the same amount of money. They're not collecting the same amount of cash flow. They're not doing that at that rate as the person that is playing the game. Am I accurate? If it's clear, put clear in the chat. So when we get up in here, right, this is your opportunity. Like if you just practice, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna say some stuff, What's happening neurologically is that you're becoming unafraid of the moment. How many of you get afraid of the moment? Put a 1 in the chat if you get afraid of the moment. Like when certain things happen, you get nervous, and you be real. Put a 1 in the chat if you get afraid of the moment, because I know I could tell by participation that actually happens to a lot of individuals, right? In here, and the reason why, because you're not giving yourself enough at bats. You're not giving yourself enough shot attempts. Like Sheree, I haven't seen you participate once, but I know that you're here. So while you're here, are you going to make the best of what you have? You're going to make the best of this experience? Or are you going to allow yourself just to get the information and just, all right, cool, I'm hearing it? Because what I hear is this. This is what I normally hear. I hear that there's a lot of people who join the mentorship program to stay around longer, to get more information, to even have more access to coaches and other individuals. And what happens is, being that they were playing on the sidelines during this, when they got in, they still were on the sidelines. And in fact, they felt even more behind, because now they built the habit of just sitting back. During these 5 days, we give you so much information and so many opportunities to speak, so many opportunities to show that you are an expert in your field. And if you're not there yet, we're going to give you the information to become that expert in the field. But you still have to do the work. And the first part of the work is showing up for yourself. So shout out to everybody who showed up for themselves today. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to, and happy birthday to Sean. Happy King Day. All right. Shout out to Mr. Chicago. Sheree, it's Sheree, right? Or was it Sheree? I think it's Sheree. Sheree, Regina. Shout out to Paris. Even Paris can raise his hand, but you saw him in there. He was still putting his fingers up, letting you know, whatever, giving y'all the 1 signal. So shout out to Paris, Dominique, Rashim. Rashim, they still got you as Rochelle. What's up, man? What's up with that? So look, everybody else, put your camera on. Show up. I don't want this to be a struggle. I'm not going to beg you to put your camera on. I'm just letting you know that when you do put your camera on, what happens is you're going to retain 33% more of the information. Why? Because now your senses are going off to focus more, right? Think about it, right? Like when you turn your camera on, let's be real. How many of us just lose a little bit of focus? Even if you're actually paying attention, how many of us really lose a little bit of focus with the camera off versus the camera being on? And in fact, this is so funny that you could feel the difference, right? When you have the camera on, don't you feel the difference than having the camera off? Don't you actually feel it though? Like you feel the difference? If you feel the difference, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't feel the difference, put a 0 in the chat, because I need to know. I already know that there is a difference. That's how I understand that. I looked up the stats, but I'm just saying, I want you to be able to recognize it. Shout out to Jason, who has his camera on. Shout out, Jason. I see you, King. So once again, like, I'm going to stop right now. I was going to go through a whole ordeal because tonight's class is about new construction. And I was going to tie in new construction with our theme, which is environment community, right? Why is environment and community important? The issue that I'm having right now is that this form, we don't speak at you. Like, we work with you. So if no one else is speaking, how can we work? So unfortunately, I do have to stop what we're doing right now. And I got to be real with everybody. Can I be real? Somebody put be real in the chat if I could be real. All right, I'm gonna start calling y'all up, okay? And start pulling y'all up on the screen. For one, Sean, come up. Bring Sean Harlem up. Because Sean Harlem, let me tell you a little bit. Sean Harlem is a great individual, and he shows up to all the classes, but he doesn't show up with the camera on. I want to know from you, why haven't you shown up for yourself with your camera on as much as you know that you can? It could be work, it could be all other things. I just want to hear it naturally from you.
Right. Well, number one, it's been work. I've been in training consistently from the job, so that prohibits me from being on the camera. But I still like to tune in, still get the light, still get the information, and still stay connected. So that keeps me inspired, that keeps me motivated, that keeps me going. And one thing, like you said yesterday, about sometimes how the job can take away the time from like yourself and your family. I do feel like the training I was in for the new position that I'm in, it took away some time from being there for my mom like I had wanted to be. but I'm learning to forgive myself. I'm here. So I'm gonna just keep pushing, keep going, and just try to do what I can to just be successful as much as I can.
Absolutely. And when we think about this stuff, right? It might seem difficult sometimes, but we have to eliminate the feeling of guilt, right? Like the feeling of guilt is a trapped feeling. It's not something that actually happened to us. It's just a perception that we have that what we're doing with it is we're making ourselves feel bad. And the psychology behind that, it lowers our vibrations. So essentially what's happening, the more that we stay in that state, we get what we call depression, or we get what we call anxiety. And in those depressive states or in those suppressive states, what happens is you lose days and minutes of your life. Most people don't realize that, but that's what happens. And if you could look this stuff up, and it's backed by the science and peer reviewed studies, right? So I just want everybody to understand this. Life is not going to give you a pass. So whatever happens in your life, you have to make the best experience for it, because the more that we don't show up, the more that we take breaks, the more that we stop, the more that we complain, we're just getting further away from where we truly want to be. And remember that when you got put into this challenge, or when you got put into that first challenge, it was a certain momentum you had. There was a certain frequency that allowed you to attract that, which it only lasts but for so long. So you have to act in those moments to be able to manifest everything that you truly want. So even though it might be some hard trauma that comes your way, even though it might be some things that's tough to deal with, you have to see the message within that mess in order for you to get out of that. So just making that clear, because I'm quite sure a lot of people can relate to what Sean is saying, that work and all those other things is pulling you to different spaces. You still have to make time for your development. You still have to show up. How much further along could you be with your camera on or your camera off? I know it's something so simple. I'm just using it as an example, but how much further along could you be?
Probably much more further along. Far as, like I said, the job just takes away so much time. I so much relate to what you said about that. Because sometimes I feel if I didn't have the job, or if I didn't have to devote so much time to my job, being in training and also being a single parent, working off one income, I probably could do more. But in the moment of taking these lessons and taking these coaching and being consistent, that's the key too. That allows me to give me the drive to push forward and, work and act on the information that I'm giving and receiving.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody send some love to Sean Harlem in the chat. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. I want to bring up a couple more people because I really want to build with y'all, understand what's going on. Like for real, let me tell y'all how I would feel, right? Like if I'm in a closer knit group, like this is a closer knit group, right? How many people we got in here? Like 20 or something like that. No problem, Sean. Like we got about 20 people in here. So this is easier for us to be able to share, right? I know when you got like 500 people, like, oh damn, I got everybody looking at me, and I don't know if I'm gonna say. What's causing us to feel like we shouldn't participate right now? Like, what is that? Like, what is that that's making us feel? Because to be real, this is the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is that you spend X amount of dollars to do something that now you don't even take advantage of, so now you're worse off. Don't want that to be you. That's why I said I had a whole layout to show y'all and work with y'all, give you that 4 levels of business and all of that. But right now, that ain't gonna work for me. Like literally the participation, how everybody's just sitting watching, like we're holding you accountable. This is not a TV show. Like this is not us coming up here and being a TV show and you're just watching. This is you being a part of something, and we're saying, okay, how can we get you to be the best? What do you need? All right, cool. Take these tips, take these tricks. But now I have to break it down and really get to it, because this is day 4 and we're having a push and full type of energy. Am I the only one feeling that energy, that it's like a struggle? Or is that what the energy that we're giving? Maybe it could just be me. It could just be me. Let me know in the chat.
Not just you.
Go ahead, Rasheen.
Yeah, what exactly is it that we need to be doing? I mean, I feel like we all just probably trying to figure out what it is that we should be all doing, because we all probably at different places in our journey. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is it that we need to be doing, or is it that we need to create like some type of conversation or something? Is it something that we should be talking about that we're not talking about? Is that what it is?
So this is the thing. The thing is just listening to your language. It's a comparable language, right? And it's not really to compare yourself to anything or any thought to compare to. You have goals that you have set. We want you to speak
Right.
about your goals. We want to know how far that you've come. We want to know the information that you've gotten. We want to know, did you implement it? We want to know if you created strategic partnership with somebody. We want to know, what did you get from here? How is it going to help you? And that way we can help navigate your thoughts and your goals to help you get the best results going forward. So day one, I ask everybody to write down their goals. What are your
Right.
goals for the next 5 days? Right? Day two, we came in and we spoke a little bit. Then we asked people, what are your goals? And then some people didn't even know that they had to do goals. So then day three,
Right.
we came in, we added another value, talk about debt as a tool to make money, but we also talk about some other things, and we allow people a space to share, right? So what trend that we're noticing is that when I say raise your virtual hand to give insight based upon whatever the question was, there's nobody raising their hand. What that means is that that person feels like what they might say is not valuable enough, or they feel like they just don't want to share. Now, either way, you're in a program, right? So if you're in a program and this is part of the program and you're not participating in part of the program, all that means
Right.
is that you're setting yourself up later on to just
Right.
not do the work. And so that's why we stop it right here and we go, okay, everybody here, we know why we signed up. Yes, everybody's gonna be at different levels. That's cool, that's fine. But we know why we signed up here. We want to transform our lives. And the only way you're going to transform your life is if you participate fully in it. That means if you're in this challenge and one of the instructors give you an assignment, that means you're doing the assignment. The assignment that I'm giving is raise your virtual hand and share X, Y, and Z on this, and then nobody's doing the assignment. So that's how we got to this point. But in reality, once again, for you, Rashim, and everybody else, it's just your goals. What do you want from these 5 days? So now let's bring it back to the center of what the question was. What's stopping us from participating? That's why we're here right now, because I'm wondering what's stopping us from raising our hands and participating. Like, if you haven't noticed, there's certain people that will come on, right? And when I call them out, they leave. Did you notice that? Did y'all notice any of that? Like, there's certain people that are on here. When I called them out, they would leave. This not the first time it happened. Not the second. It happened every single day. So in that understanding, it's like, okay, you spent money here. Do you like? Okay, let's get the best value from you. So for you, being that you're up, you participate and you just jumped in and said something. But what's stopping you from raising your hand? Are you like at work? Are you doing something else? Are you like walking around? Like what's that for you?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I mean, I participate. I ain't got a problem with participating. Like, I don't find no problem with it. But like, I also want to like give other people a chance to participate as well. So I don't want to seem like I'm a ball hog. Like, I want to hear everybody's story. I'm interested in meeting everybody and figuring out how we as a community can be better. I want to know where everybody goes is, how I can be a part of that, whatever they got going on, and however they can help whatever I got going on. Like, I'm really here to collaborate and meet people and build. So that's kind of why
Watch
I'm
this.
here.
Watch this in real time. Watch this in real time, King. How many people put a one in the chat? That's you. Put a one in the chat. Watch this, King. Watch. Show you something. Put a one in the chat. That's you. If what Rasheem said is how you feel, put a one in the chat. If you feel differently, raise your virtual hand and come up and share. I just want you to see something in real time, how it plays out. If you feel differently, raise your virtual hand, come up and share. Okay, so Paris. Let's bring Paris up. You keep Rasheem on the screen for now. Bring Paris up.
Peace, everybody. What's good?
Okay.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel similar to Rasheem. I do want to hear I want to give everybody else a chance. I don't want to be a ball hog when I get on. So basically, I'm just here to like mainly get the information and tools that we need to move forward. And a lot of times, other people ask some of the questions that I be wanting to know and things like that. But for the most part, I just be busy. So I don't really participate too much. I'm more of a audio type of person. I just sit here and listen to see what's valuable for me to take to my next step. So I relate and I don't in ways.
Right, right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Are we seeing something? Is anybody seeing anything yet? Because I see a whole lot. Is anybody seeing anything yet? No, not yet. Nobody see. All right, cool. So let me start breaking it down. You are alike in so many ways. You're more alike than you are different. That is causing what we call stagnation. Now, Paris is 100% correct, which is why we run this format where other people are going to ask questions or say things that you probably didn't think to ask or that you're thinking and is going to get answered, right? So that's the participation aspect. But look at how many people put the ones in the chat and look at what everybody's saying. Paris almost said the same exact thing that Rashim said. Now, if everybody is sitting down and going, well, I don't want to, take everybody's time up, and everybody go, yeah, I don't want to take everybody's time up, then who comes up and share? Then who gets heard? Then how do we even get what we're saying that we don't want, like saying that what we do want? How do we even get it? We don't get it. And that's why we're here right now, because who has to be the leader? Somebody has to be the leader, and you got to be the leader of your life. So I understand it's like, yo, I want everybody to share. I want everybody to get their time, but you got to have your time. It's your time. Yo, I'm raising my hand. I got to come because I need it. Right. I need it. And now being that I need it, and I need to say this, now I am the person that I was talking about. Now I'm the person that is, I want everybody to share because I know they're going to say something valuable now that I could probably pick up. But now that's you now. You're the person that is going to share that says something valuable so everybody else can pick it up. You got to be the leader. You can't wait for other people to lead. You can't wait for other people to do the thing that you know that you need to be doing. So for Rashim and Paris, they're just speaking for everybody, right? Mostly everybody. And the truth of the matter is, not everybody feels that way, but majority of you do. And that's why you're not saying anything. But the key thing in your life, like to go from where you're at right now to where you want to be, is capacity, it's your ability, and it's your intensity. Right? Like being able to have all of these different things to see. And if you don't get past those, if you're not stretching past your capacity, if you're not, sharpening your ability, your skill level, and if you're not increasing your intensity, being able to do things in a short amount of time, then you're going to stay in a similar bubble. When we have you participate, that's taking you outside of your comfort zone, pushing you into a space where you orientate, because the highest level of value is imagination. When you start speaking, you're utilizing imagination. The second level of right under imagination is communication. So once again, you're speaking. So by you practicing raising your hand, you're increasing your value. When you get up here and speak, you're increasing your value. The more reps that you get to speak in front of people, you're increasing your value. And if you increase your value, you get paid more. You get to become the person that earns the right to have the experience to get paid to be themselves. This is the next level. Is everybody here still working in corporate or working as an entrepreneur? Let me know. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let me know. If you're in corporate, put a C in the chat. If you're an entrepreneur, put an E in the chat. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, put an E in the chat. Full-time. If you're a full-time corporate, put C in the chat. I want to see. Let's go. I only seen 4 people comment. I need to see more. If especially if you put E, if you put E in the chat and you're not participating, like, I get it. I totally get it. I totally understand. You're not gonna participate every time. I totally get that. We're just talking about when nobody participates. When are you gonna be the one that says, okay, look, let me come up here and add some value? You got to be that person. Like that person separates themselves to go on to do X, Y, and Z. And once again, you don't have to follow that blueprint to the T. But let's just be honest, right? Let's just be honest. So all right, cool. Paris has his hand raised. Go ahead, Paris.
Hello. Yeah. the other part to like not sharing as well is a lot of times on these type of platforms, when people do get to share, sometimes the information that they share or questions that they have, I feel like don't really be valid sometimes, and it kind of slow things up. And we only get a certain amount of time to sit with you professionals and such, or get questions answered. So I figure like a lot of times I don't really want to raise my hand because of that sometimes, because I don't want to take up more time that could be used for something different. I suggest that a lot of times in forums like this as well, that we start to have like frequently asked questions, because sometimes people be asking questions that they should have been known, or it's just self-evident already, and it just wastes more time.
I understand that. I understand that. I see that. There's two sides of that, right? There's always two sides of that, because that person may be on chapter 10 while you may be on chapter 20. So we can't really compare each other's chapters, because that person has seen this opportunity as a chance to get to level 20. So, but I have to make sure that my level 10 is actually my level 10, because I'm around a bunch of people who their level 5s is the greatest level they ever been at. So I'm questioning myself because I'm around those environments. And that's why it is important to allow everybody to share, because even if they might say something that you may know already, now they get to know it. And now they get to be in the same boat now with you. Now you just gained a person who could actually serve with you now. Now you just gained another individual who now could probably move with you, because now they have received their confirmation, just like we all had to receive our confirmation. So no matter what, you're always going to be mixed into groups where other people know a little more or know a little less, but they're better and they're great at something else maybe, right? They might have another skill set. They might have something else. But with these calls, it's just high level conversation. That's really what this is doing. Like when you hang around 5 millionaires, you become a 6, right? You hang around 5 broke people, become a 6. Just that thing. So this is a high level conversation. So if we have a high level conversation, but nobody's participating, then it defeats the purpose of having a high level conversation. I might as well just come up here and just talk, right? I'd rather come up here and just share some stuff. The data is showing that when we participate and have dialogue together, we learn more and we grow more and move faster. Now, if I come up here and just speak and show things on the screen, it's almost as if you're just listening to it audibly, and just listening to it audibly, you only retain 15 to 10% of the message. So I understand some of you actually like to learn audio-wise, but the truth of the matter is, if you're not like driving or thinkating in that manner, brushing your teeth and listening to it, chances are if you're doing like work and doing other stuff, you're missing pieces of it. Like if you're writing down extensive notes, chances are you're not the best note. You're missing pieces of it. Make sense? If it makes sense, put clear in the chat. If it makes sense, put clear in the chat. If it makes sense, put clear in the chat, y'all. So that's why it's an emphasis on that. But don't feel bad. I'm not making you feel bad enough. I'm saying you have to be the most valuable participant in your life. In order for me to get to the end, right, I had to actually step outside of my comfort zone. Like a lot of times we're living in our comfort zone. So when Rasheen and Paris is saying, they also speaking about living in their comfort zone. They're comfortable with not ruffling somebody else's feathers. They're comfortable with that. Like I don't want to get up and speak too much because I don't want to take too much time. They're comfortable with that. You got to get out of that. You got to get out of that and go, all right, it's not about that. It's about me getting what I like. Well, why did you choose the challenge? Did you choose the challenge because somebody else said that they were going to do it? And you was like, yo, I want to do it too. And I'm just going to come in and I don't want to take up your time because I know you invited me. So I ain't going to take up your time. I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. Or did you choose the challenge because you said, damn, this information is going to help me. This information is going to let me grow to another level. The information I'm going to acquire is going to change my situation. If the latter is the case, then no matter what, you should be participating. And I get it from time to time. I know because sometimes people come up here and they share wins. I had a student in the class who would just share all her wins, and then nobody else would share wins. And I would ask, I said, so anybody else want to share wins? Then they say, well, everybody else is making so many moves that I feel like I'm not keeping up. And I just, why are you comparing your chapter 20 to somebody else chapter 30? I don't understand it. It's not about that. This is about you. And then I asked the woman, because she stopped sharing her wins. I said, why don't you stop sharing your wins? Because I didn't want to be greedy. I felt like every time I got up there, I'm just sharing all my, that's what this is for. is for you to go and take it to the next level. So how many people want to take it to the next level where you want to go ahead and acquire properties? Is anybody here dealing with like anxiety when talking to like motivated sellers or speaking to brokers? Do you exemplify or do you experience any type of anxiety, anything that comes with that? Let me know. Like raise your virtual hand, let me know so we can pull you up and just build. But remember, you're gonna have to be able to speak to motivated sellers. You're gonna have to be able to get deals under contract. You're gonna have to know how to evaluate deals. These are all things that you're learning going across to this challenge. And I don't want you to feel insecure about where you're at right now, because that's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to give you the information that you need. And if we're just not there yet, this is all new to everybody here, then that's just all it is. But share your new journey, share where you are, share your inspiration of why you even want to be in the space of ownership when it comes to real estate. So does anybody have anything that they want to share based upon anything that we've said so far? Because remember, this is about accountability. I'm holding you to be accountable, to be disciplined in your life and consistent in your life to show up for yourself. The first part is putting your camera on. Second part is participating and coming up and speaking. Third part is make sure you take mind map notes, right? Making sure you take mindful notes, making sure you understand the information that's coming out. The fourth thing is for you to go and apply the information that is given you. And the fifth thing is to make sure you build with other people. Right? And you don't have to remember the order. It's just an innate thing that's already in us. So I want to bring up Dominique. Dominique, you have your hand raised. What value would you like to add?
Hey, so blessings to everyone and you this morning. Yeah, so I just want you to know, like, you know, sometimes I feel like, okay, is this as far as my camera? I consider, like, sometimes I would have it off, you know, because sometimes I consider it a little bit rude if someone looks like they're not paying attention. And right now I'm driving. So in my field, if somebody's like not paying attention, it's like, well, I'm not giving that proper respect. So that's, you know, that's a reason why, okay, let me turn this camera off, because I don't want him to think like I don't respect you or the process that I'm going through, or myself. So you know, that's one of the reasons. But as far as like the other thing with sometimes, you know, with the anxiety, I'm actually an educator, so I can speak when I want to. I'm not shy on that note. But there are times, like if I'm called on the spot, sometimes I feel a little, I mean, I can speak, but I know sometimes it just depends on the situation and who I'm speaking with. I might have a little, I might not feel nervous, but I could tell by my body, because my body will be doing some things. Either I start palpitating, or my heart starts palpitating, or I get a little sweaty. So, you know, that's just some real stuff that I'm talking about right now with me. And I don't really share a lot of things because I'm a very quiet person. I'm not quiet, but I'm, as far as my business, I don't really talk about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Are you driving? If you're driving, don't worry about looking at the camera. It's fine.
I'm driving.
Yeah, don't worry about looking at the camera. You're good. You're good. Remember, you got to look at it as always duality, right? Everything has two sides. So as much as we call people out from not being on camera, remember that we always mention, if you can't be on camera, we understand, because there's certain situations you can't be on camera. The real reality is that we're talking to the individual who may or may not exist in here, but we're talking to the individual who is having the camera on, but walking around and doing stuff when they could actually just be sitting down, really focused. That's what we're really targeted. It's just that when you have your camera off, of course it's gonna feel like we talk about you because you got your camera off. So it's gonna feel like, yeah, I know, but he know, and I know that y'all want to have the validation of it. But just remember that it's a business on the other side of us, right? And we have to call out the individuals who had their camera off, because in reality, we want everybody to win. That's why we created this program. When we created an accountability program, a lot of the mentors that have mentorships and programs say, yo, can y'all run our accountability calls? Because they've seen the magnitude and power of what it does by bringing people together in community to go ahead and execute with confidence, because we get our confidence from our environment, right? We get our confidence from our community. And now the people that surround us strengthen us and gives us motivation to go out there, execute the best way possible. So once we started putting together these programs, everybody loves it because it's not also just about the work. We included the therapy session, right? Like some of us see this as therapy, right? Like damn, we get to share, we get to release some of these things that's bothering us. And that's why we had put a hold on today and said, okay, let's just find out what's going on, because we haven't even gotten to that. Like we haven't even gotten to the deep-rooted things that's bothering us, that's stopping us from getting to where we want to be. And because of the lack of participation, that's why we're not going to get there. Now, for example, when you go out and get these properties, there's going to be a lot of things that come with these properties. There's going to be headaches. Like if you get tenants, some tenants are not going to pay. Depends on which state you're in. It's going to be a hassle to get them out. Like there's going to be times where the pipes might burst in your house. You got to go fix it. It's going to be times where you got to go call up the oil man and have them come put the oil in. Like there's a whole bunch of moving parts that's going to take place. You got to cut the lawn if you got grass. Like there's going to be a bunch of stuff. You got to fix some things. You got to have a property manager. Like it's a bunch of stuff. So if we can't get through our relationship issues that we got at home, right? Like with our significant others, if we can't get through the relationship trauma that we have based upon our about like what we've experienced in the past, how effective are we really going to be to handle situations that arise while we get new levels of life? Like everybody here is getting a new level of life. When you step into this program, right, and you go ahead and acquire your first property, you now have a new level of life. So the same old problems that you used to deal with, you better not have them, because now it's going to be magnified, right? Imagine arguing with your significant other because that's the type of relationship that you have, and you're feeling like you're not being loved, heard, felt, and seen. And then now the tenant calls up and you don't have a property manager because you just started this. And then you go out and now you got an attitude. You're not really fixated and clear on what you are looking to do when you go to the property. Now you're speaking to a tenant incorrectly. Now you're rubbing them the wrong way. Now they don't want to pay you. And then now you go into fix the problem, but you're doing it yourself instead of having somebody else do it and cause more problems. So I know I'm giving y'all a lot. I'm just showing you that if you do not clear out what's in your life right now that's going on, that's holding you back from being your greatest version already, even when you get the ideas and the materials for the new level of life, you're not going to be able to execute. How do I know that? Because I had to experience that. In these experiences, this is when I realized these experiences, these challenges are just chances to improve, just chances to show my greatness. So anything that y'all all are coming up with, maybe it's time, maybe it's the work, maybe it's something. All it's showing you is that let's look at the notification versus the negatives. See, it's not that you don't have time, it's that you should create more time for yourself. You should appreciate yourself more, so that way you're not dragged through feeling overworked and underpaid. It's not that the workforce owe you. It's not that your manager is a whatever. It's not any of that. It's, do you want better for yourself? So it's not that Coach Crew is coming over here and forcing you to speak. It's, do you want to speak? Because speaking gets you to the bag closer. And everybody came here to get to the bag. So when Dominique is saying, okay, yeah, to be honest, I might feel anxiety sometime when I'm called on the spot. Y'all know what I'll say. I'll say this. Life is on the spot. Life is happening on the spot. You got to get comfortable with these things, right? So that way, once we understand, okay, it's easy where we could take care of it. If I'm making sense, y'all, put making sense in the chat or put clear in the chat, because sometimes I just got to gauge the room to keep y'all engaged, man. But just being real with it, like everybody here is going to have an opportunity to be successful, but are you going to be willing to clear your mind out from the junk that's in it right now that's stopping you from being great already? Because if you did clear it out, you will already have taken that leap. Like some of you have already taken a certain leap, but we're all here to learn how to use business funding to acquire properties. Today is about new construction. Which things in your life have to die for you to give birth to you reaching your greatest potential? Which things in your life you have to break down? Which things in your life you have to build a new foundation for? Which things in your life have areas of improvement? That's where we need to be at. So, okay, this is only day 4 in the challenge. It's cool, it's good. We're moving along. We're getting information. We're learning. Don't be hard on yourself. Loosen up the grip a little bit. Loosen up the grip. Have some fun with your life. Loosen up the grip. See this as fun. See this as something that you asked for from the universe, that you say you want to be around like-minded individuals. If you do not get into the mentorship, if you do not have the opportunity to do it, you might miss this, right? Because this is different for some of y'all. This is also good for some of y'all. Once again, all of this is optional. None of this is mandatory. The only thing that you are required to do in this world is show up for you, because guess what? Nobody else can. Nobody else can. That is why I'm going so hard on this, because I want you to look back at this and this becomes a memory and say, you know what? I remember when I was inside the challenge and Coach Crew was like, you know what? I got to take my game to the next level. He was right. I got to take my game to the next level. And you just realize you got to take your game to the next level, because how many of you in here have to take your game to the next level? Put a 1 in the chat if it's you. Put a 0 in the chat if you're already whole, perfect, 100%. You don't really need any improvement. You're just ready for the show to get started with the mentorship. So if you put a 1 in the chat, just understand, what does your next level look like? Where can you go from here? One thing I know for a fact is that, and I'll share my screen. Did I show you all the 4 levels of value already? Did I show that to you? Did I show you all the 4 levels of value? Let me know if y'all remember if I showed you the 4 levels of value or not. Because I think I did it in day 1. Did I do it in day 1? It's okay. I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna redo it because I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, y'all. I'm just gonna show you like exactly where I'm getting to and get straight to the point on this one. I'm gonna pull this up and share this on my screen. You just get people that care about you, your success. That's all it is. And I'm like honored myself to be able to be in a space where I can say that I hold other people in high regard and I want the best for other people, because I remember times there was people who didn't want the best for me. And to be able to have you all that just reinforce the fact that, hey, look, just keep going, keep doing it, keep making moves, keep building. I impact hundreds of thousands of people. Now go for the millions of people. Made millions of dollars. Now we go for the 8 figures, right? So I'm just going to skip all the way to this right here. The highest level of value is the creation level, right? It's using your imagination. And just under the imagination level, right, is the communication level, where you might not have as much income and as much impact as the person who created the idea, but you pretty much have the life that you truly love, that you get to design, and you still make a lot of money or collect a lot of money, and you still have a lot of impact. And on top of it, you get to enjoy 80% of your time and only work 20%. Like when you see these actors and they go in and they make 100 million or they make $1 million from one movie, they just had to communicate, right? And their job just was communicating. And sometimes if different people, like if you're like working out, you got to like have a better body in the video, so then you got to do extra stuff like that. But other than that, you're pretty much just talking. You're pretty much just going around talking. And that is where I'm at, right? I'm at that level where I'm showing you that if you could just talk more, if you could just speak and oratate well, like you're going to jump into the $100,000, $1 million range so fast that it would make you feel like, why wasn't I doing this a lot sooner? And when I recognize that for myself, that's why you have me here, like, oh, y'all, like, what's up? I'm coming back to the family. Like, yeah, I got some relatives I never even met yet. And I'm meeting y'all right now. It's okay. It's cool because we all family. Let's go and build. But guess what? I got some information that's going to change our situation. How many of us like to actually talk to people? Most people don't like to tell us what's going on in their business. But if you never tell anybody what's going on in your business, how do you make money? Right? I don't like to share my business with people. Yeah, maybe we should, because we live inside what we call the corporation. This is America. This is actually a business. And what we have been employed to do in this business is make money for our employer. Our employer is the government, right? So you make money and you give it to the government. That's what the taxes are. You make money, you give it to the government. So that's why most officials in the government, they just make their salary is $300,000 base. That's a base salary, $300,000. That's for the lowest level person. And then the average lowest level person inside of their community that they run, makes 30K. Think about that, y'all. Think about how crazy disparity that is. You mean to tell me y'all person who makes 30K a year, makes 50K a year, makes 80K a year is a person that's voting for somebody who makes $300,000+ as a base salary, as one of the lowest level politicians, lowest level people in the office, and you mean to tell me that it's a large gap like that? So they're feeding everybody breadcrumbs, right? So if you look down at the bottom, is the implementation level. This is the physical skills. This is you trading time for money. This is just the corporate world. Like, don't get me wrong, you can move up the ladder to unification, but you're still just you're just a higher level implementation level person. So I don't want to get to slavery, but y'all could guess what I'm saying there, right? With those terms that they be using, but just bringing it down to this point, the reality of the matter is this. It's going to come down to you either participating in your life, creating the world that you want. So when you come up and speak, you're utilizing your imagination. When you come up and speak, you're communicating. When you don't speak and you don't say anything, you just do the work, you're implementing. Think about what I just said. When you don't say anything, because you're not telling anybody, do you think the implementers tell anybody what to do? Put the answers in the chat. Do you think the implementers tell anybody what to do? They just doing what? Listening. And then they're doing what they've been told, which is, I hear what y'all say, like, yeah, I'm listening though, I'm listening, I got my camera on, but I'm listening. Yes, which is cool, because you're gonna be able to implement something and you're gonna be able to do it. That's gonna be great. But being that you're most likely not going to see it as a business. So for some of y'all who got your credit clean, right? So you might go and get your credit clean, and just being that you was on a call, you know that it's possible. So you're just listening to it. You're not really communicating anything. You're not really speaking on it. You're not asking questions. You're not really doing anything. You're just listening. So you go get your credit clean, and now that's it. When if you were communicating, if you were talking about it, when you go get your credit clean, now you become an affiliate and get everybody else credit clean. Now you're making money just by communicating that somebody else can get the same result that you can or better. Now, if you use the imagination, you get the credit repair software. Now you create a company, and now you got a whole bunch of people getting their credit repair from your company. What did just speaking, what did speaking do? Like, just can somebody answer? Can somebody just come up and mute in real time? Tell me the biggest difference that speaking did. Like in this chart, that the biggest thing that speaking has done. The biggest thing. Can anybody just see it?
Made connections.
But tell me from the chart, what you see from the chart. Like the biggest jump that just communicating did. Like, can you just, anybody express that?
Yeah, time.
Aha. What's more important to you than money? What's more important to you than money?
Time.
Right. So when you're sitting around, not every time that we give you an opportunity to raise your hand, right, it's a chance for you to practice to get closer to that communication level, so that way you can have the time back. Because that's really what everybody's looking for. Like when you come into this challenge, right, and you say, okay, I want to access $100,000 so I can get funds to go out there and get properties, but maybe I want to spend some of that on the VA or whatever the case may be, which is dope. I want y'all to be able to use the funds that you get to run a business, but it's going to come from imagination. Now, the key thing about all of this is saying, how can I communicate this idea to other people to solve a problem? Now, if you're not practicing speaking, it's not even gonna be in your mind. All right, so let me just engage the room again. Be honest, be truthful. For everybody who wasn't sharing, did you even think that you were gonna be able to take the knowledge that landlord gives you, that Anthony gives you, and you're gonna take that knowledge and now you're gonna be able to be a person that can run the same thing and help other people get access to $100,000 and get properties? Did you think that? Let me know in the chat. Just come off of mute and say yes or no if you thought about that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So if you thought about that, then how are you preparing yourself for the preparation that it takes to enroll individuals into your imagination? Because that is your imagination. Like if you're going to sell something to somebody, you're utilizing your imagination. If you're going to sell something to anyone, it's coming from a creative space. Now, so if you are taking what landlord has given you and you go and run the play, but now you say, okay, I want to teach other people how to do this. How are you going to be able to do that?
Jason.
Somebody can come off of mute.
I'm sorry, I was checking. My fault. I'm sorry, I didn't even hear the question. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. Anybody can come off. Like, so just I'm just asking, free flowing right now. Now, if you was the person that said, okay, cool, I'm gonna take the information that landlord has given me and I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna get results, and then now I'm gonna teach other people how to do this thing, right? Like, think about this. By you doing that, and I'll say, all right, everybody, when you participate, you get closer to your goal, right? How much further away would you be from your goal if you didn't participate, if you don't utilize the one thing here that's going to transform everything? Like, and that's the communication part, right? So for everybody, the biggest jump that was made was the time within the communication. So you mean to tell me that all I have to do is practice speaking and do it well, that I can transform my life so that way I can now have 80% of my time enjoying the life I have and 20% of the time working versus 80% of the time working and 20% of the time enjoying myself? Like, if that's possible, right? And we're giving you the key, and once we figured out that was the key and it was the communication level, now we encourage everybody to share and speak because this helps you get there faster. Like, the biggest regrets that most people have when it comes to making a lot of cash or collecting a lot of money is the fact that they should have started doing it sooner. And the thing that they're talking about is communicating. Because if you come up here and you run the play and you get access to $100,000 plus and you go get your first property, and you say, now I want to tell other people about this, which skill level do you need from this level, from all of this up here? Which one is the most important if you're going to teach other people how to do it?
Communication.
Communication.
Right. So if we're practicing communication, but everybody's sitting down, how long would it take for you to actually get the best way to communicate? And some of you might not see it this way. Some of you might see it like, oh, well, I'm still good. I'm whatever, I'm good. But it's not just the fact of talking. It's communication. It's being able to understand how to have managerial skills. It's understanding how to implement it and understand what needs to be said in order to get a person to implement, in order to get a person to manage. And it's all going to come from the imagination. So by default, by you communicating, you're already moving up the ladder to your imagination. That's why speaking is very important. That's why raising your hand and sharing is very important, because automatically it's taking you to the imagination level, which is the highest level of value. So by us having this conversation, haven't you felt, or maybe I don't want to judge it, I want y'all to tell me, are you feeling closer to your goal? Are you feeling more encouraged? Are you feeling more inspired? Are you feeling more like you have a better direction? Just let me know. Like, you can drop it in the chat. You can come off of mute.
Coach, I feel like, with everything I have going on, like as far as like the job and training, I feel like my job away from me, properties, as far as like prop stream, be able to find like buyers and sellers, connecting in that way, and just learning how to get like, far as like deals on the contract. Because I think far as me, where I'm at, with a level where I'm at, what I accomplished within like the several months, I got the 2 LLCs, I got the business accounts, I got the business funding. So I think the level where I'm at right now, as far as like trying to maybe start like wholesaling properties, starting that step. So I know for me, I need to align myself and find more time to connect with finding deals in that order, the first step. So I know I need to start doing that, carve out the time to do that.
Right. So, and I love the fact that you're sharing this, because you got the time with what time that you have, right? And I know it could seem a little difficult for us, but if we just time block and track our time, we would know where our time is going. We could see, because how many times do we go on Instagram? How many times do we go on Facebook or whatever it is, TikTok or whatever, Snapchat? I don't know what it is. It could just be emails. It could be basketball websites. I don't know. How much time do we spend on those things? If we was to add them up together, how much would it really be for us to be able to sit down and do some work, or sit down and connect and build? Now, when you talk about utilizing those systems like PropStream and everything, yes, that's going to help you get to your goal a lot faster. That's why we talk about strategic partnerships. And strategic partnerships could be a tool. It could be a software. It doesn't have to be a person. But the reality of it is this: you're going to have to still speak to get the deal. It's still gonna come down to you speaking. Why? Because you cannot escape the levels of value. You can't escape it. So if I know for a fact that my salary or what I earn is going to come down to me speaking, then I'm going to speak as many chances as I can, because that is sharpening the skill that I need to help me take my life to the next level. Are we clear? Are we clear on that? Like, no matter, regardless whether you get the most systems, whether you get the most up-to-date technology, there are some anomalies where there are some people who've actually been able to not say anything to anybody and make millions. There are people like that. The thing that I'm mentioning is that where you are might not be that way. Where you are, you might actually need to communicate. And it's something so simple as speaking your point and getting straight to the point and understanding that things are going to happen in your life, but you're not stopping yourself from being the greatest version. And things are going to happen in your life, but you're also pivoting when those things happen. This is why it's important that we go through these steps. This is why it's important that we have you practice sharing and speaking, and just being in that space, because you're going to be challenged with a lot of things that come your way and you have to handle it. But the number one thing that you're going to need is a way to oratate, a way to speak, a way to really move someone enough to get a deal done. If that's clear, put clear in the chat. All right, so this is what I want to do right now. I want to turn it to everybody, and I want to leave the floor, leave the space for y'all to share anything. Does anybody want to share anything as we come to an end on the class today? Does anybody want to share anything? Anything that was a breakthrough, anything that you learned, anything that stood out, or anything you just would rather just offer? No one?
Good morning. Now I'll say something.
Okay.
Good morning. Sorry I was moving around a lot. I had a plumbing problem earlier with the house. So I remember earlier when you said that, how would you get other people to be able to, if you speak after this, to be able to like follow you and things like that? What I noticed is that, so I'm in tech, but I wasn't always in tech. And what I did was, once I got into tech, I brought up all my friends, everybody I met, I went into it, but I kept talking about for years and years and years. Nobody wanted to talk. Nobody wanted to believe me. It's not until the checks started coming in from the tech career that people start to actually pay attention. So I just feel like when you say what you want to get out the program, if you want to go that way, and of course you have to, right? Because you have to network, is that you have to actually get yours first, and then to show people, because I think somebody said it's not that you want, it's not a hand to help up, it's a hand to, it's not, I forgot what the saying was, but basically you have to establish yourself first before you can be able to help other people, and for them to actually believe in you, believe that you can do what you do. Because anybody can talk something. I could talk tech all day, but until you see checks coming in and contracts being negotiated, then that's when you want to be like, oh, let me start getting tech contracts or something like that. So yeah, I felt like what you said earlier really resonated in that type of way.
Absolutely. And I love what Matt is saying, because Matt is just breaking down, showing proof, right? Like, just showing proof. Like, you have to be the proof of what you want. And that's why I said we have to be the reflection of what you want. Remember, we created possibilities. I said, what are your possibilities? Who are you? What are you out to accomplish? If you don't write those things down, then you can't formulate the next steps for yourself. You're just kind of moving, right? If you know exactly what your possibilities are. So for me, it's to create a community full of love, connectivity, financial prosperity. So I put together a whole Love Plus platform where individuals come, we cut out the fluff. There's no strippers on there. Well, this doesn't mean she could probably be a stripper, but there's no Instagram taking your clothes off type of thing. There's no cat videos. There's no distractions. It's just entrepreneurs, career professionals, speakers, literally people who are take their lives to the next level. And we cut out all the fluff, right? And we get straight to it. So that right there is something that people want to be part of. And when you think about whatever it is that you got going on, you have to be the reflection of it first for people to want to be part of it. So now, if you want to be part of something like making collecting $100,000 to go out there to buy properties, you got to be the one that receives the information. You got to be the one ready to put the work in. So part of that is going above and beyond, or going to extra, or going past your current limitation. And once again, the proof has to be on you first. So when we talk about raising your hand, this is you gathering that data. This is you putting yourself in that space to get the proof. But once again, you are already in the right space. So great stuff. Great job, Matt. Everybody send some love to Matt in the chat. Let's go with Mr. Chicago.
Good morning, y'all. Peace, peace. Just feel more confident, about the things that are happening, and just opening myself to it, because I was that shy kid in the corner in school, didn't participate at all for my life. But it's a new day before this all things manifested. I was about to go get my LLC. I'm about to go start a new thing, and I'm so glad that this came up in my life and in my feed. That I'm grateful for it. I'm here to learn, man. I'm here to learn and take it to the next step, man.
100%. No more sitting on the sideline. That older version, a younger version of you, that's past version. That's somebody
Yeah,
that shows you what not to do, so that way you could do what you need to do. But it's also something you had to do, right? Like that's something that you had to learn. Okay, I was sitting on the sidelines. It's okay, because a lot of us been taught this, King. Like a lot of us from my family, we've been taught to sit on the sidelines. It's not your crime. It's not your fault. But unfortunately, it is. Fortunately, it is your responsibility, right? So it's unfortunate for some people, but it's fortunate for most, because it is your responsibility to get yourself to that next level. So King, play on the field and not on the stands, right? That's where I want to see you at. I want to see you giving a full effort, full amount of energy towards your goals. Everybody send some love to Mr. Chicago in the chat. I believe we had Paris next, right? Let's bring up Paris.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for the you in the day, right? Because when it comes to like sharing and me just sitting back playing the sidelines, because I'm the person that usually just likes to play the back. I never be wanting the like spotlight or the front or nothing like that. But at this time in my life, I feel like I need to stop dimming my own light and need to just come forward and just really make sure I get everything that I need, instead of just sitting back and letting life happen. Like really just going at it. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I'm here every day as much as I can be. Just holding myself more accountable. So I appreciate these accountability calls. I appreciate the trainings in the evening. I'm locked in. I might not have did all my homework yet or anything like that, based off of me not necessarily probably having 100% of the information. Like I was asking questions today in the chat that I should know by now, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Due to whatever happened, like whatever reason I don't know, but I'm here and I'm trying to move forward. That's all. And I appreciate y'all, everybody in this chat.
Right. Do we see the difference in Paris? Like, in fact, first of all, can you feel a difference in yourself? I know you expressed it a little bit, but I want to just pinpoint that part. Do you feel a difference within yourself from prior to the call to now?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is it was just a change in my mindset. Like something switched in my head with me just sitting here and chilling most of the time and just feeling like and so many words, let's say I don't have the right to really speak, that other people might need it more than me. But shoot, I'm not living for other people. I'm living for myself. Like for I got to focus on what I need. And my father has always told me I got to learn how to be more selfish, not selfish, but like selfish about myself, as opposed to helping everybody else, because everybody else is helping people is my passion. But I gotta do this for me. I ain't doing it for nobody else but me and mine. You know what I mean? And I mean directly, in an indirect fashion or inversely, maybe. But directly, I got to make sure I'm cool so everybody else can be cool.
Right. So I want to
I
add
need
value
this.
I want to add value there just for the language purposes, right? Because the language is giving the direction of what we want to do. And we want to remove ourselves from those languages of selfish and all those, because those gives us split focuses. We want to have priorities. I want to prioritize my learning. I want to prioritize my growth. I want to prioritize my knowledge, right? That is the language that allows you to come in here and not feel like, damn, if I raise my hand, I'm taking somebody else's time. Instead, you're prioritizing your knowledge. Hey, look, I got to raise my hand right now. I'm raising my hand. I want to come in because I want to prioritize my knowledge. Hey, look, I'm dealing with this. I don't know what's going on here. How can I resolve that? That's it. Now you got your prioritization straight. So now guess what happens? You get in alignment with your assignment. And now you start feeling confident. Now you start feeling good. Anytime you feel struggle in your life is because you're out of alignment. So if you're wanting to be that person that's, I don't want to step on nobody's toes, you're out of alignment and you're going to feel struggle. If you're the person that I don't really need no help, I don't really want to bother, you're out of alignment, you're going to struggle. It is what it is. I don't want y'all there. I want y'all in a space of feeling flow so that way you can feel free so you get what you deserve and live the way you want to live. That's how I live. I've been able to travel. I've been able to get a lot of income and a lot of impact. But the truth of the matter is none of that matters to me. What the real thing that matters is that I did what I said I was going to do. I did what I said I was going to do. The thing that I said I was going to do was create a world, a community full of love, connectivity, financial prosperity. It was the possibilities. So what are your possibilities that's going to bring you to see what is showing up in your life is showing up for you and not showing up to press on you? Right? When we come up in here and I'm saying what I'm saying to y'all, all right, let me stop. I was going to talk about environment, new construction, all that. I said, no, let me just talk about what's actually going on in here because we need to break through. Like, we got 2 days left, y'all. We got to really understand, okay, our lives are getting ready to change for the better. We have to be prepared for this because you're not going to be the same. Regardless of how you feel or not, you're not going to be the same after the next 5 days. It's just reality because now you got too much info. You don't got too much knowledge to sit around on. So now you know that you have to go and execute. Your life is different. So if I'm not preparing you to move on it, then all I'm preparing you to do is be worse off later on. Is that clear? Put clear in the chat if that's clear. If it's not clear, let me know because I don't have to know your history to know that I want the best for you. You're existing at the same time I'm existing. I have gratitude for you. Like you, in actuality, like I only exist in your world because of you. I don't exist in your world because of anything else. So I have a lot of gratitude that you allow me into your world. Like I know this might sound like, why is he talking this way? Because when you get comfortable, you lose focus on something. When you get uncomfortable, you start to focus on everything. You ever go to somebody's house for the first time and you notice everything, you just looking around? You ever go to your own house and you just don't notice everything, but somebody else comes in and they notice everything? It's because when you're out of your comfort zone, you focus. It's just not like some weird thing. It's called humans' nature. It's just part of your nature. So I have to get you out of your comfort zone of being able to sit on the wall. No, you got to get up here and speak because when you get up here and speak, what happens is your life transforms in real time. Aren't we tired of sitting around waiting for this stuff to show up, our best selves to show up? Let me know in the chat. Maybe I'm the only one. Everybody send some love to Paris while you're at it. Great stuff, Paris. We have somebody else, right? Who else is that? Jason. Shout out to Jason. What's up, Jason? Let's bring Jason up, y'all. Let's bring Jason up.
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Okay.
So basically, what I got to say is maybe a lot of people feel like that. Maybe y'all don't. It's not individualized. I'm speaking on myself, really. What I realized is I've been at real estate for a couple years now. I could be way further ahead, but something that we all suffering from, I believe, is procrastination and self-accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable, knowing that we can't just keep trying to get info. We have to take action. Sometimes trying to process all this information is keeping us spinning wheels. We're not getting nowhere because we keep trying to intake information. Sometimes the greatest way to learn stuff is actually jumping in and doing it. So it's good to get the black and white side of everything, but we got to actually get out there and get active. Once you get active, it changes your mindset and the way you feel. You start building a little bit more confidence and more comfort. So that's basically all I had to say.
And I love what you have to say. Who got value from that? If you got value from that, drop the word value in the chat. I just want to show you something in real time, Jason. This is why I said that everybody needs to participate. This is why, because you did strike something in somebody. I know that for a fact, because what you're saying is just straight facts. We can't deny the facts, y'all. Nobody could deny facts. When you know it's the truth, you know it's the truth. You just know it. You feel it, and it's the fact. You can't deny it. Truth. That's why truth hurts. Because when you can't deny, you can't deflect, you can't run away, you can't avoid, it's going to hurt you to stand there and be like, damn, I got to eat that right now. Yeah, I have to take my accountability. Like, I've been trying to avoid certain things. But the truth of the matter is, like Jason said, like, we got to stop avoiding what we already want. Like, you already want the truth. You already want the value. You already want the transformed life. You already want those things. If you want those things, what comes with wanting those things? The work. It doesn't come without the work. So you're not going to be able to get results from work that you did not do. It's not going to magically happen on your plate. It's nothing is magical in that way. It doesn't just appear. It has to be brought here due to a chain of events. That's how everything in this world comes to existence, through a chain of events. Prove it to me otherwise. Can somebody tell me otherwise? Did anybody ever seen something magical? just pop up in? Did any thought that you have in your head just pop up in? No. It has to take a chain of events. So this is our chain of events. Okay, we get you into the accountability call. We get you out of that comfort zone. We get you ready to accept the knowledge that's coming to you and move on it. Because Jason, how much further along could you truly be if you implemented this stuff a while ago versus just becoming an information junkie and a hope-epidemic abuser?
I'm one of them ones that always sat on the sideline just trying to learn. I know a lot. I haven't done a lot. What I realize is as soon as you start doing all that learning, it makes a world of a difference because you have to do it. There's no point in just having the information. You have to get out there and actually step foot.
Absolutely. Right. Everybody send some love for Jason in the chat. Jason, you definitely came up here and gave value. This is why you need to speak more, brother. This is why we need to hear your voice. But before I let you go, what did coming up here and speaking did for you just now? Like, what did that do for you?
I mean, it just let me express how I feel. You know, holding stuff inside ain't really getting nowhere. But when you express it, you speak things into existence.
Wait, hold on, y'all, because Jason holding back a little bit. Everybody unmute real fast and just clap it up, snap it up if he gave value. If he came up and delivered and gave value, unmute yourself, snap it up, and clap it up. Give him
Let's
some love.
go, King Jason.
Jason.
Thank you, King.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up.
Showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. You did that.
Now let's revisit the question Now let's revisit the question. By you sharing, how do you feel now?
By sharing, I feel good because I'm pretty sure it's more than myself that feels a lot of the same feelings.
Wait a minute. Just slow it down for a second. You feel what? What do you feel?
Good.
When you feel good, what happens when you feel good?
I don't know.
No, you do. No, don't run away. Don't run away. We're gonna stay right here in this moment. When you feel good, what type of actions do you carry when you feel good? What happens?
Confidence, self-esteem.
Wait a minute, slow it up. We're gonna slow it down so everybody get it. Right? So we're showing you the chain of events. We're showing you right here in real time. So when you came up and shared, you felt good. When you feel good, you get confidence. When you get confidence, what happens?
Self-esteem is boosted.
Right. And when the self-esteem is boosted, what happens as a result?
It's a lot easier to take action instead of sitting on the sideline.
Wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait, because you be moving so fast and I got to slow it down.
I'm a fast talker.
When you get the confidence and then you get the self-esteem, you get to execute, and then what happens?
You get results.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait 1 second now. Oh, let's just backtrack. Chain of events, everybody. Chain of events. It's just one move. Everybody, you're one move away. Everybody drop one move away in the chat. You're one move away. And this is why I say come up and share, because you never know where your sharing is going to take you. But I guarantee you, your sharing takes you further to your destination. I guarantee you, sharing pushes you further along to your journey. I guarantee you, sharing puts you a step closer to where you want to be. Because why? Because you feel good. When you feel, you make it real. So by you feeling good, you produce what? A good result. Am I making this up, Jason, or is this something accurate that has happened in your life before when you felt good, you executed, and it got a great result, and you just chilling now? Hey, I did that. Let me know.
I'm speaking on experience. I don't just say things. I'm speaking on experience.
100%. All right, y'all. Everybody send love to Jason in the chat. If you haven't already, great stuff, King. Definitely appreciate you. At this time, we're getting ready to close out. I thank y'all for allowing us to go a little bit over time. I always tell my team, I say, yo, look, let's make this an hour or less. But when I get up here and I feel like we're not executing the way we should be, I got to get the work done and I have to get the results, because I'm not doing this just because I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I truly want Jason to get what he said he wanted, because that he's part of my vision. Whether I knew Jason prior, I said I want to create a community full of love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. He must get his financial prosperity. He must get his connections. He must create his strategic partnership. He must have the love within himself and the love with his family, his friends, right? This is something that I created, so I go hard for this in real time. So I don't want y'all to feel like I'm just dragging y'all. I could have easily just be like, all right, y'all ain't really saying nothing. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Right? But that's not what I'm doing, because I'm showing you what you asked for really exists. People that's going to support you. people that's going to love you in the way that you want to be loved, people that's going to allow you to get to the next level of your life, people that's going to come into your circle and allow you to get new ideas so you can become the best version. That's what everybody asked for. That's why we're here building it. So I thank you, Jason. I thank everybody for coming up and sharing. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Rasheen. Thank you, Mr. Chicago. Thank you, everybody who came up, Paris. Anybody who didn't even come up, who's here and just listening, because I know some of y'all can't really participate fully because of the circumstances. But shout out to Trey, shout out to Liana, to Bari, Regina, Dominique, who came up and shared, and all the coaches, to Moa. I forgot about Hugh because Hugh hasn't shared since the first day, but shout out to my guy Hugh, Jasmine, Sunshine, Apolline, everybody, including myself, right? So just understand that we got one more day, y'all. We got 2 days left of class for tonight. Make sure y'all come in at 7 p.m. Raise your hands. Please write down some goals, write down some questions as well, and be able to implement those things moving forward. You're one move away from your new success, just one move. That's all you have to think about. Don't worry about everything else. Just worry about move, one move, one move, one move. Sunshine, please come up and give us the word before we go out of here.
Man, to be honest with y'all, like there was so many different things to go over as far as different things that the king said today, but I really feel like it's appropriate to leave it on the note as far as with your teammate, with your king, like what he just exposed to you. What we just watched happen in real time with King Jason is so significant to today. And I look at the timing of it. It was at the very end of the call. He waited to the very last minute. He was the very last person to come up. And that was just such a pivotal moment to actually see what happens in real time when you decide to come up and share. And so please, all of y'all, just take that note, take a mental note of that, and be that person the next time. And again, move with speed and be the first person the next time, and let this happen way earlier in the class the next time. Please let it happen earlier in the call. Just go out here and be your best selves. Like literally take yourself to the next level. This is what it's here for, because we all truly, genuinely care about your success. We do want to go ahead and mention, make sure that you do your homework. Do go and post on Facebook about what this call meant for you today. And also, we do have a work group session. Magic, do you mind, or Moya, Queen, somebody drop the link to the workbook sessions to Moa. There is a work group session that takes place every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you ever want to come into the community just to get some work done and be in a community of like-minded individuals that's literally just working to get, whether it's your homework done from your night class, whether it's any kind of homework done from the accountability calls, but it's a community of like-minded individuals just literally focusing and channeling that time right there, literally for your work. No distractions, no nothing, we're working. So again, that's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link has been dropped in the chat. Feel free to join us. And that's Monday through Fridays. At any given moment, we're opening that platform to you. And so we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Y'all have an amazing day. Take good care, family.
Peace, peace.
I see. Yeah, we get ready to close out. Everybody, if you want to leave now, you can leave now. I'm gonna just get Hugh's hand because I see his hand up. For you, King, what's going on?
Oh yeah, quick question. Remember, like one of the first calls, you was connecting me with like an accountability coach or something like that.
Accountability partner, yeah.
That was Rasheen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta reach out to each other. Do y'all have each other in the Telegram?
Nah, send me nah, what's her contact?
It's my job. I'm gonna send you I put my email.
Hold up, let's bring him up.
Put
All right,
my email in the chat.
Drop it. I'm gonna contact you.
My email was put in the chat. I put it in there earlier. I'll put it back in here.
All right, bet. And then look, the link that y'all just sent for the work group is not allowing me to copy it. You feel me? Like for me to grab the link, I'll have to leave this call and join it. And I know I'm not gonna have the link after that.
Okay.
Can you
This
drop
is
it
what
in
you
the
do.
telly?
This is what you do. You actually go ahead and leave the link, right? You leave this one, you get into the other link, then you go to invite and you copy that and then you save it.
All right, bet.
All right, cool. But once again, everybody, you're amazing. I love seeing your faces. I just want everybody to get the wins that they deserve and get the life you truly deserve. Whether y'all stick around with us or not, it's just a matter of you going out there and being the best version of yourself, being a star of your movie, and really shining your light to be that MVP of your life. All right, we're out of here. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. See y'all on the 1 p.m. work group session, or I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great class tonight. Go out with a bang. Everybody unmute, clap it up, and snap it up. Bring that beautiful energy in so you can finish your day strong.
Let's go, family. Let's get it.
Go. Let's
Great
get it.
day to win.
No, get it.
Greatness.
Have a great day on purpose.
Family.
Have an amazing day.
Let's go. Let's go.
Get it. Let's get it.
Let's